Let's first get you all the updates from poll-bound Bengal, where it's Congress versus Congress ahead of the elections. Senior Congress leader Anand Sharma slammed the party's tie-up with the Indian Secular Front led by Muslim cleric Abbas Siddiqui in West Bengal, saying it was against the Gandhian and Nehruvian secularism. Here's a report on how the Congress has reacted to this statement by Anand Sharma.
उस सोनार बांग्ला के निर्माण के लिए काम करेगी।
এত মিথ্যেবাদ, এত দঙ্গবাদ, এত প্রতিহিংসাপরায়ণ পার্টি।
The votes are yet to be cast. The results are yet to be announced. And weeks before the actual battle kicks off, a fresh internal war has exploded inside the Congress. And this one hits where it really hurts the grand old party. The trigger for the new war within the Congress is this influential young Bengal cleric Pirzada Abbas Siddiqui. His newly floated Indian Secular Front has forged an alliance with the left and Congress. But the alliance has triggered fireworks within senior Congress ranks. Rajya Sabha MP Anand Sharma, a Congress neta known to be close to the Gandhis, has publicly raised alarm bells over alliance, branding Siddiqui's ISF a communal party, and has accused the Congress of adopting a selective line against communal forces. Caught off guard by the member of Congress's rebel G23 grouping, the party was quick to retort.
What I am doing, everybody is being communicated to my higher command.
Is the CWC aware of it, sir?
My leadership has been.
Already before this new Congress split, cracks appeared within the alliance itself on seat sharing. Siddiqui made it clear to Congress that he was not begging for seats.
देखिए, इंसानियत के लिए, इंसान के लिए, बेकार के लिए हम चाहते हैं वोट का बंटवारा न हो, इसीलिए जो सीट का समझौता हुआ है उसमें हम राजी हैं। फिर भी कांग्रेस अगर क्लियर नहीं कर रहे, इसलिए हमने बोला है आपका पोजीशन क्या है, क्लियर कर दीजिए, जो करना है या नहीं करना है।
So why is Abbas Siddiqui so important? The Furfura cleric could influence at least 120 seats with a large Muslim voter base. In 41 of 120 seats, there are more than 50% Muslim electorate. The left, which appears to be caught between the devil and deep sea, is optimistic about a truce.
I'm confident it might take 1-2 extra days, but this will be a complete Mahagathbandhan.
With all the parties, with the left, Congress and ISF?
Yes.
And are
Yes.
you confident that the differences between ISF and the Congress will be ironed out?
Yes, I do feel so.
The BJP too waded into the row, taking a swipe at Congress party.
क्या आइडियोलॉजी है? आज मेरा ख्याल है कि कांग्रेस के नेता भी कंफ्यूज्ड हैं और कार्यकर्ता भी कंफ्यूज्ड हैं और समझ में नहीं आता कि कांग्रेस क्या संदेश देना चाहती है, क्या उनकी आइडियोलॉजी है।
The question now remains, will the Congress infighting hurt the winning prospect of left and Indian Secular Front and simply become advantage BJP, which is taking on everyone in the battleground Bengal? Bureau Report, India Today.
Dynamic people of the Congo region.
A massive political war has also erupted over a BJP worker and his 85-year-old mother being assaulted. The BJP has put out posters taking a dig at the TMC's campaign slogan, asking if the victim is not Bengal ki beti. The TMC, meanwhile, has accused the BJP of spreading lies.
Sickening and shocking. An 85-year-old woman is brutally assaulted. Her swollen and blood-spotted face reflects the gory side of Bengal's poll battle.
আমি কথা বলতে বসতে পারি না, শুতে পারি না।
Shobha's son, who was also attacked by the masked goons, squarely blames the ruling Trinamool Congress for the assault.
মা ওইখানে মা হাঁটাচলা করতে পারে না, মা ওইখানেই বসে, রাত্রিবেলায় উনি ঘুমায় না, ঠিক আছে, ওইখানে মা নিটের তেলের তখন চিৎকার চেঁচামেচি তুলতে মা ওইখান থেকে চিল্লাচ্ছিল, ওরা ওইখান থেকে ঘর তো কেটে মারে ধরেছে।
What followed next was an ugly war of words. The BJP put up posters across the state slamming TMC's Bengal Ki Beti campaign.
80 साल की एक माताजी बूढ़ी एकदम उसको कैसे बुरी तरह मारे हैं। ये कहाँ का संस्कृति है? संस्कृति करके ममता बनर्जी चिल्लाती है। क्या दल अब चला रही है? क्रिमिनल्स और रेपिस्ट और मर्डरर का दल है एक।
The TMC launched a counter. The party accused the BJP of violence. Ruling party MP Nusrat Jahan claimed that the attack was a result of a family feud.
ऐसे कोई झंझट में, माँ बेटा की झंझट में, पारिवारिक झंझट में हमारे तृणमूल अभी जाना बंद कर दिया क्यों इलेक्शन शुरू है। ये सरासर गलत है तृणमूल के खिलाफ बोलना, और ये अपनी पार्टी के अंदरूनी मामला है बीजेपी का, इसमें तृणमूल का कोई लेन देन है।
The victim's family is divided. Her grandson Gobindo says that she has been unwell for a long time and that the fight was a family dispute.
তৃণমূলের কোনো দোষ নেই, তো কোনো দোষ নেই তৃণমূলের। আমার ঠাকুর আমি জানি 3 বছর ধরে বিছনা সজ্জা রয়েছে, অসুবিধার কি আছে?
আমি জানি না, কিন্তু আমার মনে হয় এটা স্থায়ী। রাজনীতি কোনো ব্যাপার হতে পারে না।
আপনার কি মনে হচ্ছে কি হতে পারে? এটা কি পারিবারিক ব্যাপার?
পারিবারিক ব্যাপার।
কেন বলছেন আপনি?
কারণ উনি আমার ওই গোপাল মজুমদার, উনি আমার কাকা শ্বশুর হয়, তার মা আমার ঠাকুমা শাশুড়ি হয়। উনি যখন সুস্থ ছিলেন আমাদের বাড়িতে আসতেন প্রায় মাঝে মাঝেই, বলতেন ওনার ছেলে এরকম অত্যাচার করে।
কে বলতেন এটা?
ওই ঠাকুমা বলতেন। মানে আমি 1 মাস 1.5 মাস, আমি তো পার্টিকুলার ডেট তো বলতে পারবো না। হ্যাঁ, তাই দেখেছি এরকম হয়েছে।
As the two sides continue to wage a war for votes, caught in the crossfire, of course, is the Aam Aadmi. This time, an 85-year-old ailing woman. The big question, of course, is will she get the justice, and will the perpetrators of this heinous crime be booked? With Suryagni Roy and Tapas Bairi and Raju Inamdar, Indrajit for India Today in Kolkata.
It's day 2 of India's second phase of vaccination drive, and Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan as well as Union Minority Affairs Minister Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi will be administered the jabs today. Arrangements have been made to administer doses to the present and retired Supreme Court judges as well as their families. On day 1, over 20 lakh beneficiaries registered for vaccine shots on the CoWIN app, while over 4,27,000 people were administered the shots. A total of 1,47 lakh people have received vaccine doses across the country. Now, there's also a political war that's broken out over the vaccination drive. Congress has accused the Prime Minister of vote bank politics after he took the vaccine shot yesterday. The BJP has hit back, asking the opposition to stop politicizing even the vaccine drive.
A gamcha from Assam. Shot administered by a nurse from Puducherry who was ably assisted by another nurse from Kerala. All states that go to polls a month from now. The first anti-COVID jab in the second phase of world's largest vaccination drive was more than just the Prime Minister setting an example for fellow citizens, claims the Congress. The party is accusing the Prime Minister of playing vote bank politics.
मैंने देखा कि उन्होंने गमछा पहने हैं और केरल और तमिलनाडु की नार्स को भी मदद ले रहे हैं। संयोग से ऐसा लगता है कि 3 राज्यों में चुनाव है, तो मैंने ये भी सोचा कि अगर एक हाथ में ऋषि अरविंद जी की तस्वीर हो जाते और एक हाथ में गीतांजलि हो जाते, तो 5 राज्यों में जो चुनाव है ये 5 राज्य उसमें शामिल हो जाते।
अब ये भी तय होगा कि किस राज्य की नर्स प्रधानमंत्री को टीका लगाएगी, और अगर गमछा में किस राज्य का डालूंगा, ये जो क्षेत्रवाद है और जो जहरीली मानसिकता है, ये खतरनाक है लोकतंत्र के लिए।
While a slew of VVIPs took the shot, some Congress leaders don't agree with the strategy. Senior Congress leader Mallikarjun Kharge says youngsters should be the priority in vaccination.
मैं 70 प्लस हूँ, अब मेरा तो ये उद्देश्य है, भाई मेरे बजाय आप मेरे से यंगस्टर्स को दो जो लॉन्गविटी ऑफ लाइफ रहती है उसकी। अब हमारी जो लाइफ है तो 10-15 साल की रहती है।
The BJP has hit back. It has accused the opposition of politicizing the vaccination drive.
प्रधानमंत्री सबसे पहले चले जाएं, मंत्री सबसे पहले चले जाएं। ये जो वीआईपी कल्चर है इसको तो प्रधानमंत्री जी ने आते ही जो है 6.5 साल पहले ध्वस्त कर दिया था। नो लाल बत्ती, नो सब्सिडी और धमक और धाक की राजनीति को ध्वस्त करके जो भी पारी है उस पारी का प्रोटोकॉल, चाहे मंत्री हो, चाहे संतरी हो और चाहे नीचे का व्यक्ति, उसको करना पड़ेगा। और आज ये बात आपने देखी है।
प्रधानमंत्री जी ने स्वयं जो वैक्सीन को लेकर जिसके बारे में अनेक प्रकार के संदेह पैदा किए जा रहे थे, आज इस तरह की जो भी बातचीत देश में चलती थी उसको मैं समझता हूँ कि पूर्ण विराम लग जाना चाहिए।
While India is waging a war for a COVID-Mukt Bharat, the vaccine drive itself will not be free of politics, as the war of words suggests. Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's get to our special segment this morning on the good, bad and ugly news on the fight against coronavirus.
Here is the good news of the day. The government has kick-started the drive to protect 27 crore Indians in the country, and they plan to finish this by July 2021. What this really means is that those people who so far have been developing a severe form of the infection and even succumbing to this disease are now going to be getting the protection. The government is sponsoring a part of it because those people who want to get the shot in a government vaccination site will do so free of cost. Those who want to go to a private site will be getting it at a nominal fee. What this also means is that the most vulnerable categories of senior citizens who by far were succumbing to this infection, and also the vulnerable category of those with underlying healthcare conditions above the age of 45, now have the option of going to numerous vaccination sites that the government has listed out, any of which they want to, and get a shot against COVID-19. There is no shortage of doses, is what the indication really is from the government. Here is the bad news of the day. Cases continue to surge in Madhya Pradesh, in Maharashtra, in Kerala, in Tamil Nadu is what the government is now saying. Maharashtra, of course, continues to worry with a spike in cases. Mumbai too is recording around 1,000 new cases on a daily basis, and this is extremely worrisome. The other bad news is that the CoWIN software, which essentially is the backbone of the largest immunization drive, not just in India, but in the world, has some glitches even now. The software doesn't have glitches is what the government says, but there are problems of overloading, there are speed, internet issues, and that's the reason why many people could not log on successfully or get the OTP number or even book their vaccination date for this very reason. This is going to continue to slow down the entire process of vaccination, because this is one way in which one can register, take an appointment and get the shot instead of a walk-in vaccination, which obviously is going to lead to more crowds. So this essentially is the preferred way, and this isn't really working very well as the government would want it to.
This is the ugly side to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, 22 people in a residential society in Gurugram in Haryana have tested positive for COVID-19 after attending a birthday party that has now become a super spreader event. The birthday party took place on February 7th, in which many residents of this society in Sector 67 had attended. The district administration has now asked for samples of at least 2,000 people to be tested for the virus. Of these, 500 samples of the residents of the society have already been taken. The district administration has also declared the society in Sector 67 as a containment zone. The birthday party is one such super spreader event that one needs to stay away from amidst the rising cases of COVID-19.
On to the latest in the India-China border standoff. Despite disengagement at Pangong Tso, here's proof that China simply cannot be trusted. India Today has accessed nighttime exclusive satellite images which shows that China continues its build-up in Depsang. The latest imagery shows additional structures, camps, vehicles and also fencing near the PLA's Tianvendian post, which lies 24 kilometers opposite India's highest airstrip, that's the Daulat Beg Oldie in Ladakh. Indian and Chinese troops have implemented stepwise disengagement in eastern Ladakh's Galwan and Pangong Tso areas, ending the long standoff between the two forces. However, the long-standing standoff persists at more than one location in the Depsang region. This remains the biggest challenge now for India and China to in fact discuss. The latest high-resolution imagery has been captured on the night of 25th February by the SAR commercial satellites of US-based space firm Capella Space. A virtual version of the 78th Annual Golden Globe Awards was held with hosts Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. Check out all the big winners in this report.
The 78th Annual Golden Globes kicked off the award season in Hollywood in a largely virtual ceremony. The awards, which usually take place in January, were delayed due to the coronavirus pandemic this year. Sacha Baron Cohen's Borat subsequent movie film was the big winner of the night. The film that shattered the mold of satire follows the journey of journalist Borat and his daughter as the outlandish duo explores marriage and pregnancy in the United States and an attempt by Borat to give his daughter to somebody close to the throne. Sacha nabbed the Best Actor award in a musical comedy, while the film won the Best Motion Picture award in the same category. The other big winner was Chloe Zhao's Nomadland, as the film was given the Best Motion Picture Drama award. Meanwhile, Chloe bagged the Best Director gong, becoming the second woman to ever win the honor for directing, the first being Barbra Streisand, who won the award for Yentl back in 1984. The film stars Frances McDormand as a widow in her 60s in a depressed Nevada mining town who turns her van into a mobile home and sets out on the road, taking on seasonal jobs along the way. The 2020 American drama Ma Rainey's Black Bottom won Chadwick Boseman the Best Actor award posthumously at the 78th Golden Globes. Boseman, known for his role as Black Panther in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, passed away at the age of 43 due to colon cancer back in August 2020. A very deserving Rosamund Pike won the Best Performance by an Actress in a Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy for I Care a Lot. Pike plays Marla Grayson, a conning, court-appointed guardian who brazenly takes advantage of the legal system to seize and steal her elderly client's assets. British royal drama The Crown, which focused its most recent season on the troubled marriage of Prince Charles and Princess Diana, led the television honours at the awards. The Crown was named Best TV Drama, one of the 4 awards in total, including Best Actress for Emma Corrin, who plays the young Diana struggling to adapt to life in the royal family. Josh O'Connor, who plays Prince Charles, won Best Drama Actor, and Gillian Anderson was named Best Supporting Drama Actress for her turn as Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher. The feel-good comedy Schitt's Creek landed the Golden Globe Trophy for Best TV Comedy Series, along with Best Comedy Actress for Catherine O'Hara. The Queen's Gambit, a show about a female chess champion battling drug and alcohol addiction, won Best Limited Series and Best Actress for Anya Taylor-Joy. Among other TV awards, Jason Sudeikis was named Best Comedy Actor for playing a charming American who coaches an English soccer team in Ted Lasso. Entertainment Bureau, India Today.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.